let us get into a good example of what's happening wrongly with gaming.
Have you ever been so excited for an upcoming brand new video game just to be disappointed and let down again when it turns out the main character is a woman? No? You haven't? Well, congratulations, dog. You're normal.
So what we have here is exactly what he's accusing others of. We have a grifter on our hands. And here he's going to try to peddle the ideas, just like the journalist, that what we're saying isn't true.
Grifters are completely ruining gaming. And that might sound dramatic or like I'm giving them too much credit, but they legit actually have enough dumbasses listening to the words they're saying to the point where it actually has a detrimental effect on gaming. You go on Instagram, TikTok, some shit like that, there's gonna be normal conversations being held about gaming. Just some normal people for the love of the game, maybe a couple of debates, some shit like that. And then to add fuel to the fire, we got this whole rage bait culture going on now. Cause you can say some shit that you know is completely false and then turn around and hide behind, bro, you fell for the rage bait.
He's not entirely wrong. There is a culture of rage bait. This also counts towards the original artist. Bad publicity is good publicity. Sometimes they do stuff that they know people won't like to get them fired up. The content creators aren't the only ones doing this. This also happens when you have no ideas, no good ideas.
You guys remember the Wolverine reveal just a couple of weeks ago, right? Showed Wolverine, Mystique, the combat, some of the story, the graphics look good. I mean, shit. For a group of people that can't even stand it when a woman is the lead character in the game, you would think that a Wolverine video game would be their cup of tea. You think that would be exactly what they need. Nah, bro. They're mad about the woman that is in the game. These people are mad that the X-Men Mystique, the blue shape-shifting mutant, is not sexy enough for them. Okay, I hear y'all.
So people aren't mad just at the woman that is in the game, and people aren't mad that she's not sexy enough. It's disingenuous. There's an obvious effort against attractive women in gaming. The feminists, the Anita Sarkeesian types, hate beautiful women in gaming. They see it as a sign of oppression towards women. They call it the male gaze. And the male gaze is another feminist talking point. And it's all based in hating men. Men just want to objectify women. They don't want to see us as people. Oh boy. But back to his argument about people saying that Mystique isn't attractive enough. Sure, she probably is attractive, but that's not what people are doing. They are justifiably conditioned to be defensive because the feminists are making most women ugly in video games. They're very proud of it, and we want them out. We men were here first. We are still the majority of the consumer base of gaming. If it makes women so uncomfortable, ladies, you have to go start your own studios. You have to. Either you get on board and make things to the way that men like them, even if they weren't happy with how sexy Mystique is, then you better do whatever you got to do to make her sexier. If you're getting enough of those complaints, that's what you got to do. But you can't target men and shame men. This is a male hobby. These are the fantasies that you are making are designed for the male psyche. You cannot propagandize your way out of it. There aren't enough simps to keep the industry afloat. That's what's happening to your profits.
Bro, they're out here talking about DEI Mystique. What the hell does that even mean? It's at the point now they just throw around whatever buzzword they want to, bro. This shit makes no sense. Cause dog, the attractiveness of a character does not impact the gameplay at all.
When you put normal looking women in games, frumpy looking normal women, that's fine. It's not a crime in itself, but these are fictional characters. They can look however you want them to. There is no reason you would make them look that way unless you particularly had a problem with attractive women. This is the Anita Sarkeesians, okay? Once we see normal looking women, we know that you're trying to fit the checklist that Anesia Sarkeesian has set. Apparently, putting attractive women in video games is just appealing to the patriarchy and somehow oppressive to women. So when we see the frumpy-looking women, we know that feminists are in the room. And then once the feminists are in the room, they have already shown us a pattern of behavior. They're so obsessed with all of their hang-ups about men, they typically don't put in effort on all of the other things in the game because they're too busy making sure that none of it can appeal to the patriarchy, and they don't even properly bug test. We know we're about to start watching men be simps, men be subservient, men be inferior to women, constant. The whole women and men are exactly the same, but now in 2025, only women are capable of combat and beating things, and men suck and must help them. And what makes everyone sick of the Anita Sarkeesian writing in video games, in the beginning, when gaming was made great, before all of this, there was respect shown in the differences in men and women. But men don't get respect in real life anymore. We're the enemy. So now in the games, we're also the enemy. We're in a fictional fantasy world. We're also nothing there too. I'm not paying money to be mocked in these games. I would rather see the gaming industry collapse than pay any money to participate in this embarrassing shaming ritual. All right, so it appeals to the feminist. Okay, so you got the feminist. Then the fan service is a type of pornography. Okay, so you're just going to not make a game for normal men. Then you're going to make a game for these reprobates. Okay, so then the one demographic we're not making a game for, which is the majority of the gamers, is normal straight men. Normal men like masculine things. When they do see women, they want them to look nice. And then when they're playing games, they want to do action. They want to see men do men shit. This is so dumb.
Like, deadass, bro. Ironically, this is one of the best looking appearances of Mystique. She looks good. Listen, I'm cracking. But okay, they love manly men in their video games, right? So Wolverine, at the very least, being the main character and the main focus about this game, that should be enough for them to not be complaining too much. Yeah, bro. This Wolverine is a soy boy to them. This Wolverine,
the trouble just has a way of finding me,
isn't Wolverine enough for these people.
You're responding to what people are saying only in this isolated case, which does make it seem unreasonable. That's true. You know, Wolverine was doing a lot of gruesome stuff. The problem is, at this point, y'all have taken every masculine character almost in existence out of every franchise now, and you've made them into soy boys. So it means nothing to us. We really won't know unless we buy the game. Will he maintain his masculinity throughout the entire game? I'm willing to bet so much money, because I have so much money, because I've saved so much money from not buying these feminist propagandized games, that regardless of the trailer, that Wolverine's going to apologize for being a white male or something.
Oh, this is Wolverine, bub. I feel real bad for everything I've done to all the minorities with these blades. Me and my white ancestors my white ancestors apologize for everything we've done, holding you great people back. You was kings.
Man, you right, Wolverine. Shit, man, you better apologize. Man, shit. You know what I'm saying? We was kings, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, it's getting hot in here.
You're right, bub. We need more diversity.
That be right, Wolverine. You know what? You need to apologize. You know what? Shoot. Man, you need to take them blades and stick them in your own stomach. Because that's the reparations I need.
Well, I'll do it right now. Stick it on. Is this the? I apologize.
Now I got the antimantimums. And I'm going to go rob me a liquor store. I didn't do nothing. Wolverine, man, you need to press X to apologize. Spare me. Not all black people want to hear about this kind of stuff all the time.
Dog, it gets to it. What are we talking about? I'm watching this man turn people into Anakin Skywalker, bro. Leaping at people with max ferocity. This man is about homicide right now. Just listen to a clip of one of my favorite grifters, the wonderful Vara Dark. Let me just play you a quick clip of something she said recently.
One thing that I thought was really weird about this trailer that I had said while I was live streaming the State of Play is the fact that 90% of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to be about his white privilege and him coming to terms with that and him trying to become a better man. I just have a feeling that that is not a coincidence.
These are the issues that the woke creators have been pushing. This means a lot to them. When you criticize it, they come after you and try to claim that you're immoral. These people are ideologically incompatible with gamers, with what everything that gamers were and for the most part still are. We don't like hearing their rhetoric, man. I really don't follow a lot of ladies and what they're saying, but I know what she's saying. I know what she's predicting what the game is going to be. She's got a good point. The way that these people are, we know their rhetoric so well, and we know what they think, that they're predictable. Playing as Wolverine, a white man, slashing and killing a bunch of minorities, it's predictable that there could be some angle where he's going to feel bad about everything he's done towards minorities. That is a completely valid prediction. You're not a smart person, or you're dishonest if you're going to act like that sounds crazy. I've been black my whole life, and I enjoyed Wolverine before needing to hear about white people bad. Jesus, man. Some people are such losers, but they push stuff like this all the time. And they have a lot of funding, and they don't want to stop, no matter how badly things are received.
Oh, Vara, my sweet, sweet angel. Are you smoking crack? This is how you know these people don't play or care about the games they're talking about at all. They just want to monetize off of your outrage. Why does it look like Wolverine's fighting a lot of minorities in the Wolverine game trailer? I don't know, man. Could it be that the game's not in fucking America? Dog.
That doesn't matter. Let me explain how woke writing works. This is how, I'm serious. This is how they write. They will have the outcome that they want, and then they will write their way to get there any way they can. This is why they write so much nonsense. Okay? But I'm sure that once they understood they were going to make a Wolverine game, and they had maybe a basic premise, you get the woke people in the room, and then that's what they look at. They look at their chess pieces because they are obsessed with identity, and then they try to craft that narrative. They see the end result, and then they're going to try to craft that narrative to get there. Or if it's not just the ending, they have like scenes. They have imagery that they want to see. Example would be the Black Ops 7 game. Someone envisioned in their mind the idea of just shooting a massive white man. You see how it works? Then they try to come up with chess pieces to make it all happen. So in this case, the imagery would be you're a white man killing a bunch of minorities. You're going to play the game, and then by the end of the game, then don't you feel bad for what you've done? They did this in Last of Us 2. They made you play the game and then went back to tell you about how everything you did was terrible, to guilt you and shame you for what you were enjoying. They see it as art.
Oh, the game is set in Madripoor, a fictional country, not the United States.
So further on the point about people being outraged seeing Wolverine fighting these minorities in another country. This is the world that woke people have created. Normal people didn't care that much about people's identities, but they won't stop talking about identities. So now that's all people are taught to care about. You can show somebody in another country all you like, but as soon as they see a white person and other people, they immediately, their red flags start going.
And guys, these people do this with every game now. I just showed you them saying Mystique in the new Wolverine game ain't sexy enough for them. So that begs the question, what do they want these characters to look like? And of course, it was no other game than Ghost of Yotei to provide us an answer to this question. If Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. Holy shit. I can smell the person who tweeted this from here. I mean this with all sincerity, bro. You cannot be dead ass. Bro, this game is set in the 1600s. I'm a gamer. I don't need my character to look like this shit. Nobody in the 1600s is looking like this, bro. Shit, nobody today is naturally looking like this. And
also gonna ignore the fact that women weren't samurai, and so they definitely didn't look like this.
I'm a gamer, bro. I'd much rather have my character look like this. Forget the yitties. Like, bro, corn is free. You feel me? If you're really trying to see all that, you know, hit the Google one time.
There is no X-rated anything in gaming, so we should keep the topic there.
Or hear me out, even better, go talk to a woman in real life. I know, that's a crazy ass concept for some of y'all.
A lot of these young men have tried, and this is not the place for that. This isn't about going out and trying to talk to a woman so that she can be cruel to you if she doesn't like you. This is about paying $70 to enjoy your life. Who besides a grifter would tell a gamer that if he doesn't like a video game, that he should just go out and get laid? That's the most tone-deaf thing I've ever heard.
Oh, but hear me out. That shit is way more rewarding. This is what gives gamers a bad rap, bro. I look at tweets like this, I just feel disappointment, bro. Like, this tweet really just describes everything in a nutshell, bro. Cause like, dog, what the fuck are you talking about? And the real irony of this tweet, it came out October 8th. The caption reads, if Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. The game came out October 2nd and sold 1 million copies the first day.
Ghost of Yotei is underperforming Ghost of Tsushima. Get over it.
Which means by the time this dumbass tweeted this tweet, the game had already sold well over 1 million copies. Dumbass!
Last of Us 1 was released in 2013. And then later, in 5 years, was released under PlayStation Hits for $20. Then they remade it and released it several times at full price. That's what you would do when you have a cash cow. Okay. So then Last of Us 2 was released in 2020, and in 5 years, they released it on the PlayStation Plus subscription service. Okay, so basically the same 5-year gap. Last of Us 2, that was bragged about so much by the media, they pretty much gave it away on subscription services. Exactly what you would not do if you had a cash cow on your hands. 100%. Now, Ghost of Yotei is undergoing the same thing. Last of Us 2 had an established fan base, and then they came out with something completely different in the consumer expectations. Ghost of Yotei had the established fan base of Tsushima, and people hate it. So right now, it is too early to say, but we don't have true metrics to go off of. The actual sales of games is actually a trade secret, so it's difficult to find them. If you try to look it up yourself, you know, you can't find anything but vague statistics, and then a bunch of social media accounts that will tell you that they're reporting via insider info There's no reason you should believe any of what you're hearing unless you just want to believe it. But they want the publicity of their game being successful, and they'll pay people to say that it is without hard evidence. That's just how the game goes. So that said, let's look at the behavior over the lifespan of Ghost of Yotei. I'm telling you, this game is not doing as good as the first game when it was set up for success. Okay? And so, in my opinion, both sides are really grifting over this topic. They just want something to talk about and fight about. But the game sucks. It's girl boss trash.
This is why I tell y'all, bro, they don't care about these games at all. They just want to piss you off and then run up money off you talking shit. It doesn't matter. Like, bro, now they're coming after The Witcher 4. The Witcher series being one of the most beloved game franchises ever. What are they mad at this time? Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all take a quick guess. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. You ready? DEI makes everything worse. And it's just 2 pictures of the main character. At first, I just thought they were mad that this game has a female lead. But no. They're just mad that she's not hot enough for them. Again, crazy take. I know y'all don't talk to women in real life. She's ugly to y'all? And again, I have to stress this. Even if she is ugly to y'all, who gives a damn? Like, bro, we got this dude Grums over here talking about games being DEI, woke, he's not supporting Ghost of Yotei and games like that. For fuck's sake, man. Like, bro, this dude is a 60-something-year-old man. Hang up the jersey, unk. It's over. You do a lot of yapping about games you don't like for a guy that still hasn't put out the game he was supposed to put out. Yes, this 60-something-year-old man got money out of the people that supported him. He raised money to make a game and never released it. So you're talking about all these games that are woke and DEI and shit, dog. At least they came out. Seems to me you need to be spending a little bit less time on Twitter and a little bit more time getting to work with your bitch ass. Ghost of Yotei might be woke. It might have a woman protagonist. At least it didn't fucking scam me. If a game is ass, I will be the first one to tell you. But criticize the game off real criticism points. Why are we immediately acting like a game is dead on arrival because it has a woman main character? Dog.
Alright, he's just gonna keep beating this drum. It's played out. Look, men aren't villains, and we want heroes. And we don't care how many times you repackage your feminist messaging. Men aren't guilty of anything just from being born men. I mean, the absolute state of gaming. It's so cruel, man. Women have fantasies, and so do men. Why are men not allowed to enjoy their fantasies in a hobby that was theirs to begin with? Why don't they get to feel like they could be a hero? Like the dream is within reach. Like they could conquer something and get the girl in the end. They can't have that even in a dream. Are we seriously going to just keep pretending there was a case of a man who hurt a woman, so now all men have hurt women? It's cruel, man. And men are sick of it. Well, anyway, click all the buttons when you find a new channel that you like. Click all the buttons when you like the video. I'm new at doing this, so stick around. I got a lot of breakdowns coming, and I'll be covering a lot of topics. See you next time. I'm gonna leave a negative comment, and that'll show him.
Yeah, baby, I agree with you. Are you single?
Except you. You just hit dislike and don't come back. We're not friends.